Ghana fue yedie na bayo yedie na bay Epestin fertilizer booster aya purely organic efrasa asimu ene de mass no oba de ensa no pe na menu akayo se wudro bia nim enti se ode yafu a anya de aduaba no anase wo a wudi no benya soso bia na chese be ma kwaye aye decoration kane no a ebe fa na tuma pa e de afra na de ma Epestin edan so kra ne se enema no wadua na ewuo na flowers ne aduaba na etiti guo no agya wadwo a se wudi Epestin kanu a ene tese magic no ebe ye prom fe na aso aba bebre ahwadi mu pa eti se no kwiafo ebenya sika ene anigye awo mabra bomu a na utimi se enya sam keto akora Epestin e mammo piafo apanifo monfrɛ ahoman na monje nkyiremu ya ehye medie 0552 505723 ana plus 160 922 78043 Epestin fertilizer booster piao mama fiadwuma ayani kapa making farming sexy again Epestin operation kill yourself Epestin plant the trees and crops.
I wanna share with you, and you can share with me. Come, let's share together. Oh, KTA Mobile, KTA Mobile. Technology worth sharing.
It's the future.
Yo, Adjei for ene ashafo yeda obi biara asese ene aye obade pe na menu mienu yasan ahyia mu ha. Se yehia adwada si anachese mu nyina munim emre aso. Aye positivity with Rev.D and Adjei. Se dwumadie ye dwumadie sonko a ode brain eye adwada bia nti sabre metrese wo baso a bomodin ase share video no bema unua bi wadamfo bi sadia ono nso dwumadie no ebeye mfaso ade bema no sadia edin ne tie no seden positivity with Rev.D and Adjei yenuaba Ellen Aduba yeda ase bebre se wanya emre na ena nwumre waba bekan ho ne anim se ena dwumadie no nso ebeye nhira ama obi biara mesrese share with other friends and also share with your family members sadia obi biara enso ensa ebeka dwumadie ni bi WhatsApp baby biara bi apeso share bi abetimi share sansa mesrese obi biara emmo no homoden se someone subscribe to Kwamet TV abomodin answer subscribe to Kwamet TV energy madie no ayesronko energy madie no ayesronko yede asra kase ema obi biara yede nchia kase nso ema obi biara otie yen ewo KH Radio so mo so amoshe ewo Kwamet TV so St. John pages ni na yada mu nyina ase ene all the affiliate yada mu nyina ase se dem di kan no 2021 ebeye afe sonko na niema ebeko yenti Jamaica che mu nyina ne se obi biara en temu kuchu anase mu nyina monya krado sabre ya ye papa ye nua be ma ebinumu nana enso aya crowd ya obi dwumadie sonko ebrɛ yɛn 2021 die said ya tie bia yɛbɛyɛ nkunimdie nti mede nkyia kɛseɛ ma meni aba Margaret Boachwa yɛda ase bebree for supporting us anytime just anytime bia obehu yɛn bia obɔmɔden aso betwa bɛn deɛ ɛka nyina sɛ rade enhyira na ɔma bibi biara mo nyina mo yɛ bia nso ntimi ntum ponti sabre yɛde nkyia kɛseɛ nso ma da kwaset sɛ wanya emre wabɛka homo a mo YouTube a mo hwɛ nyina nso yɛda mo nyina se yɛbɛsrɛ sɛ yɛntimi amɔ wodi afa kyɛn because yɛntimi nkɔ sa link ne so a yɛbɛtimi bɛyɛ mo nso a mo a share on watch parties the Kenya and say already insure obi biara bomodi answer oba share video no nti reverend we dey na just say bema wakwa abade aba dwumadi kase positivity team positivity yada obi biara as nti reverend yema wakwa abade ba ye dwumadi kase yi so
we dey ya so ye dey nchia kase e dey be my team members nyina me gidi say captain abala so that nti
sir.
Yeah, I think that we have enjoyed the fellowship, Auntie Maggie, Auntie Ellen, and Some of you are really moving into another dimension with us. And
Yeah.
I mean, Shramona, Uncle Sunya Mokasi, we are happy to serve you every Monday. And the Yamias is a net in Sunyama Yankwa, Wamaya Hontain, Nayin Timiana, Yabusia Bibi Kakra, and Yamion Shramona, until anyone chem. Could you Yamin Sunya Kasi?
That's be it is a brady that's last week prescription no asa and run a junior far last year no because near him say ene yen sabeka another prescription e de afi wo no monti sa brady crowd den na just say ene bibi biara wa hyehyɛ a wo de mayen no yen nyina ya crowd mesra say wo so no wa crowd wa just type high na me hu say why a crowd because I bring me hu say numbers na cost room so was so no why a crowd pa for an prescription na just type high because I think say ebia shall see type I yes St. John and Casa I shall see say or type high in T mesre say it won't so was what type high ni hu say why ready for any prescription and then your numbers no yes yada Grace Asantua Adjei ase Mrs. ase say anwumre bia direct yetimi picking from Kutuka etimi de ne bedu ye anwumre bia yada ase bebre say wama no ho kwan ama otimi beka ye ho sanso yede nchia kase nso ma Joycelyn akafo yɛda mo ase bebree mɛsrɛ sɛ mo share video no ɛma yɛn sɛdeɛ dwumadie no ɛbɛyɛ mfa so bɛma obi biara mese sɛ ɛnɛ wayɛ krado for wo prescription a ansa na yɛbɛbie kwan a yɛ papa bɛhyɛ aseɛ sɛ ɔrekasa no let me feel say why you ready for the prescription with high. Yes. High ne bad man who say why you crowd for prescription. No? I know some more YouTube no so Sabre most mama mo high no so koso. Yada munyina se ni very cook yada se bebre yada munyina se me say why you crowd just give me the high. Why you crowd mama high no man who say and a prescription no why you crowd. Last week dear me farm dear Sunday and you man me farm last prescription tia no pay any awie ya na say nwumre ma ye crowd den dia me ba baje me die nti say wan je wo dia na watwe ebe yesim yi enkoyi enfam nti reverend we dia makasa bebre nti meja mu dia ma na nne ade a wahyehyɛ soronko de brain master say wo de amayen yeda mase bebre okay
nti abusuafo Mijidi said, we know that today is a very special day. And now that's from Kokra, Martin Luther celebrating the birthday. Tonight, a birthday, because we are partying hard. God bless those of grandfathers, Omutu and Amon, just to try as much as possible. Say the right thing will be done. Beginning said you may DNA and mutu yeno. And Kakaya be before no, and this time we are benefiting from some of the things that they did. I actually did a course in Pauline theology, African hermeneutics of Pauline theology, and I had the opportunity to read a lot. And my final paper, no in books now, me review. So it's good. Say some of the things that they did in order to bring some kind of glory to Yankala, and I think Abuaye, and we have some of the freedom we enjoy at this moment, But Martin Luther King na ye bon payen so ama my America yenim this week Biden's inauguration will be there, and we will pray say nyame ya adom na asumdue akoso de dom ye no bekoso de adom man. I think that Debia Mekao and how much Mekao prayer lines to say during election we prayed say nyame mane pembrem. So that is what God has done, and during the inauguration, and so we are also praying that the peace of God that surpasses all understanding will be granted unto us. And be a prayerful person, think about your country, and just as the Martin Luther King and his colleagues the omo Adjei omo hoden to ho na omo boa na o man na bedu sam pempen so na ye ana Martin, aye Anna Martin no. Begini say yen so no ye famu de was ye ma omaya prem ye dua mu betimi akonkan no e was ye. Nti onyame onhira ye no ma ya hoden no ma ye patriotic heart as we pray for the nation, especially on Wednesday. Na a new government in so abeba so no nyame na mo so be ye kese. This is January of the month. Adjei say we afi no bosomia edikan, and we are just trying to open ourselves up. We have not started any series bi and share series bi I say you rem no enti niam abeboa ye ma afi mu ye betimi adum pempen so anyame pesa ye duru no eno ana ye bobo hu kakra na. Let me read a text. I mean, prayer line no ye kwesi da number 1 Samuel chapter 1. I want to read deep into the text nti meka ni tem kakra na ya hwe ade ba akopa bi a mepese ye twe ya adwen esi so. 1 Samuel chapter 1. Now, see, there was a certain man of Ramathaim, as Zuphat, from the hill country of Ephraim, whose name was Elkanah, son of Jeroham, son of Elihu, son of Tohu, son of Zuth, an Ephraimite. He had two wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. Now this man used to go up year by year from his town to worship and to sacrifice to the Lord of hosts at Shiloh, where the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were priests of the Lord. On the day when Elkanah sacrificed, he would give portions to his wife Peninnah and to all her sons and daughters. But to Hannah he gave a double portion because he loved her, though the Lord had closed her womb. A rival used to provoke her severely to irritate her because the Lord had closed her womb. So it went on year by year. As often as she went up to the house of the Lord, she used to provoke her. Therefore Hannah wept and would not eat. Her husband Elkanah said to her, Hannah, why do you weep? Why do you not eat? Why is your heart sad? Am I not more to you than 10 sons? After they had eaten and drank at Shiloh, Hannah rose and presented herself before the Lord. Now Eli, the priest, was sitting on the seat beside the doorpost of the temple of the Lord. She was deeply distressed and prayed to the Lord and wept bitterly. She made this vow, O Lord of hosts, if only you will look on the misery of your servant, remember me and not forget your servant, but will give to your servant a male child, when I will set him before you as a Nazarite. Until the day of his death, he shall drink neither wine nor intoxicants, and no razor shall touch his head. As she continued praying before the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was praying silently, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she was drunk. So Eli said to her, how long will you make a drunken spectacle of yourself? Put away your wine. But Hannah answered, no, my Lord, I am a woman deeply troubled. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but I have been pouring out my soul before the Lord. Do not regard your servant as a wordless woman, for I have been speaking out of my great anxiety and vexation all this time. Then Eli answered, go in peace. The God of Israel grant the petition you have made to him. And she answered, let your servant find favor in your sight. Then the woman went to her quarters, ate and drank with her husband, and her countenance was sad no longer. They rose early in the morning and worshipped before the Lord. Then they went back to their house at Ramah. I think that this is one of the tests that I told you, sir, we'll be dealing with the other side of pain. It's something I really want to develop. We'll take it up as a series. But this is just an issue I want to raise. I am very related to the series. Nyamiya Adumna New Year messages and a New Year word I would really want us to do, because sometimes the pain is too much and you need a word from a pastor or somebody who's a counselor. And I think that team positivity is a good team. I bet me I take that opportunity to encourage you a situation of pain more or money and jehu. But this particular test, no kasafa be maybe a waware mam you know na oba na odi kan yere panyin na friend no say Hannah no ye dono. Because in purpose so say Bible di ho dance say man no che japade mpo no he gives a single portion to Penina and all the children, but to Hannah he will give a double portion. The other aspect of the argument, they say, or say, am I not good for you than 10 sons? In other words, comparatively, Canaan himself provided a lot of love to Hannah. All expected that Hannah will be happy. Hannah Nibeje. And so the situation did not change. Na situation, at the city sometimes we go through this extended pain, and I'll give you two reasons as we start a series of the other side of pain. I'll give you a series why sometimes I said the problems, it comes crashing down on us. And that is a story for another day. But this particular issue, it was intense to the extent that on Timindidi, Kosim Pempen, so says she is not enjoying what is supposed to enjoy. Now, or sorry, them so new Yankopon su kodin komo. At least God is your last resort. And I mean, what you people are not doing what they are supposed to say. Niema was saying nipa ye no modi eniji or modi all the merrymaking about our brother. People are not standing up for you. We believe that our God will always stand up for you and will deliver you. For the Bible, David will say, let God arise and every enemy be scattered. So in him say about we are coming to challenge our God to rise and to intercede and to plead our cause for us. And especially when we come into the presence of God, there's one person or very central to a relationship with God. That is a prophet of the time, the prophet of the chapel, and the priest of the chapel. And to this extent, Bible can once said those who were serving a priest, Hophni and Phinehas, and they were rapists, they were bad people. They are so for just say and there wasn't any hope in it. And Bible say Ella and so you do for and so Nani Ephra could do pepper. So says our time he couldn't do his work well. But that is not the side of the story I want us to look at. What is very critical, and is Hannah didn't know how new Yankopon a dream common now was for and so by or said that Ben you will say every when you saw. And it is hurting. And the pain will be too much. I really don't think that you measure this kind of experience where you have come to encounter your God. Na Hannah no di ho dance said tibia ya mi wo mu die ma ba se mi ba be hwie me kra de agu asafo Awurade Nyankopon nim. The other time on the prayer line I was teaching, I told them prayer is not the words you say, prayer is your pouring of the soul. It's only part you could do some level be when abrabom some kind of disappointments be a mu. Sometimes the pain is too much. But it becomes to the essence when you have come to pour your soul before the Lord and the prophet calls you a drunkard. When God himself now a last resort, what bananim so be share will cry their good and they make a mockery of you. I don't know, but sometimes you just feel saying sometimes life itself begins to make a mockery of your pain. And when you are crying out, even the tears now issue out, life makes a mockery of it. I just want to share your pain wherever you are. I just want to draw your attention to the realities of life. I told them, Tibiana wakwaku remu no ankasa na edin. Na esu ne keke ni mpokra no, they are mocking your cry. And this is the situation of Hannah. As antifosi wasumabrewa baby okwahwe de meboa. Where they assume na wie baby okwahwe ne kra na yesu mpokra ye said in ho fel. And it's not coming from any ordinary person, it's coming from the priest himself. And I think that sometimes we go that down in our lives, where all hope is lost, where we really don't even know what to do again, where we really cannot even challenge ourselves to come up and to act as positively minded people. And this is what we are here for as a team. We just want to bring that light within you, up. So that by whatever that is trying to dim the light, over to me as shiny. And this is my test for today. This is what I just want to leave with you. See you. Only Obani Kasawi no say. Yes, Eddie. And she said, let your servant find favor in your sight. Then the woman went to her quarters, ate and drank with her husband, and her countenance was sad no longer. And her countenance was sad no longer. The situation had not changed. The circumstances were so difficult. Not to be any more that's what thing. Nani a man says, Ebi a wukatie mi kura obi kura pese o kana no adrumpo. Obi kura pese mpo ye bibidi tia no because mpo when you came to God you expected that there will be a change. And the situation is not changing. But what I want us to take from Hannah as we try to build a better 2021 for ourselves now is the fact that Hannah changed what she could change. Probably at this time, you cannot change the situation. You cannot do anything about the situation. But Hannah said, at least I can change my countenance. Situation in Yemen, the change will come from God. But that countenance now, nothing is working out for you. You are putting on the face of a negatively minded person. For that, it is your responsibility to change. Put on a positive countenance. If not for nothing, you belong to this team. Don't wait for anybody to change things before your countenance changes. Because that is your responsibility. As we go through 2021, this month of January, see some of the things about achievers. Now receive positive results in our lives. And then you bring idea back who me person me can na 2 or 3 minutes say you are responsible for changing your countenance. No matter how difficult the pain is. Yes, I am penifo ka asem bi na madwene ho ye no kra. Om se nkura nhye free nipa. So are chichiri de efri nyankopon nchen. So people nipa betimi ahye nkura nipa betimi aka bibia. But the countenance you put out can only be changed by you. When you and ahopepra wo de sorry edi akeka ho de aye bibi no ebepie efri wo nchen. I can be a motivational speaker, I can be a motivational preacher, I can be a motivational prophet, motivational whatever. I can motivate you as long as you expect me to do it. But the change of countenance cannot come from me. Bohoso, rise up. Wusugu, eyampa, nieman sisaye, enieman yan daneye. And God said you will see a pair no. But there's one thing you are responsible of changing, and that is your countenance. Why am I talking about this countenance as we go through this test? This is because a quote and then you're missing in a one chair is a very lovely quote. Or say, a great attitude becomes a great mood. And in if you want your mood to be influenced, you need to change your attitude, your appearance, how you look like, how you are taking the situation. You need to do something to influence your attitude. And that positive attitude will give you a positive mood. Pastor Stuttgart said me, I became like very viral, and also Obia the need the asher them, memoir. Obia the need the asher, so. Obia what it is, and Obia money be. But one of the ways you can influence your mood is to influence your attitude. Hannah see me men no. I just want to punish myself because the situation has not changed. And if you read up to verse 18 and verse 19, the situation had not changed. But she still said that at least let me change my attitude. Let me change my mood. Let me put on a positive face. You are a member of Team Positivity. Things are going to change. I assure you, 2021 is going to be a good year. This is just the beginning. Maybe another kind of change in another way, expecting Musa. But don't let it affect your attitude and your mood. Don't. It doesn't make you a good preacher of what we are doing here. It doesn't make you a good ambassador of this particular team we are trying to raise. Please, that attitude, if you are able to change it, it will influence your mood. What do I say? Then the great mood also becomes a great day. And when I wake up and the problem is still there, I change my attitude. But if I'm able to change my attitude, it will influence my mood. And whether the problem is still there or not, I will expect to have a great day because I am not going into the day with that negative mood, with that sad mood, with that molly mood. And so as you try to work on your countenance, it affects your attitude. And as it affects your attitude, it affects your mood. And as it affects your mood, it determines the kind of day you are going to receive. And but the people said they will see here, they don't even want to discuss positive things with you. Because you are stepping out with a bad countenance or a negative countenance. And it is showing by giving you a negative attitude. And this negative attitude is showing by giving you a negative mood. And it's affecting your day. It is affecting your day. Let the countenance change. 2021, you may say, let the countenance change. Now, when you monon sisa, ayampa, menka se te biana sisa, but change your countenance, change your attitude, change your mood, step out like somebody who's an achiever. And as we try to change our mood, that's a mood you need to miss sana at influence our day. Then day by day, becomes a great year. And so 2021, we expect it to be a great year. It is going to be a great year. But that great year consists of 365 days. And so if you keep on putting on a negative countenance each day, when you know what you are 365 with negative countenance. And this year, build it together. I'm just hoping, maybe next week we'll finish these introductions. But we just want to have a good year. Seriously, we want to have a good year.
Yep.
That's why we are dedicating a whole month just to try to push certain bad things in your life, so that you work with us and we all achieve a good year. Yeah, the answer boy I said 2021 a good year for us. But you are building up with negative days in your life. No. No. Change the countenance. Let the countenance affect your attitude. Let that attitude affect your mood. And if your mood is able to change, every day will be a great day for you. And if you're able to make every day within these 365 days, a great day, you are having a great year. You are having an attractive year. Yeah, and you say, where they are free, where you come on, pal. And you begin to attract good things. And the issue is that also when we begin to experience great years, that we are experiencing great life. But your life, is built with blocks. Be a friend and say yes. So as you let your countenance affect your attitude affects your mood affects your day affects your year. You begin to experience a greater life. And that will go beyond 2021. These introductory messages are push you into enjoying a positive life. It will begin also with your countenance. It will begin with your countenance. What are you doing? What decisions are you making? How are you influencing your countenance? Saying now we are winning. How are you making yourself a champion over the new year? And now the one my financial say boom. I shall say a detail. I shall say how. But as the day goes by, your year is going by. Please, say great year. Team positivity, a person a fee nyano. Me pacho the blocks na they build the year is the individual days that are in it. And please make every day a positive day for yourself and for the team. Try as much as possible to bring yourself to that level where you say, I have enjoyed the day. And as we enjoy these great days, you begin to enjoy the year and have a great year. And by the grace of God, you have a great life. And let me just rush through it. Now, say question be or comment be or now or the other. So we are just talking about Hannah. Wako godum pempen so be a empo. Wadi na asem kotu nyame anim na osofo mpo friends e kwa winsani. Now no osofo di nkomo the discourse changed and she changed her countenance. She had been crying for all her marital life, but this day she decided, I want to change my countenance and see. And after changing her countenance, it affected her attitude, it affected her mood, it affected her day, it affected her year. And so who can to us verse 11 who can to us verse, I think verse 20, in due time Hannah conceived and bore a son. So it will begin by changing your countenance. It will bring you to your conception. It will begin by you changing your countenance. And that will lead you into your conception of that great thing or person or they do more bravo. Please change that countenance for us. Change it for yourself. Because there's a great thing as she said, 2021. If you don't conceive it, if you're not ready to conceive it, you cannot birth it out. But you are spoiling everything with your countenance. Let the positivity in you come out. Let the light in you come out. Mahan kakrana akano esumno ye bebrede ba mahan kakrana ka omuno enshre so that you can rise up to conceive that great thing onyame or the enshra wa fit 2021. And then the person me catch you no. We need to conceive the blessing. We need to take hold of what God has for us 2021. But to begin when you make the decision, say, no matter the downs, no matter the struggles of life, at least let me start by changing my countenance, which will affect your attitude, which will affect your mood, which will give you a great day, will give you a great year, and you begin to experience a great life. God bless you, and may the peace of God be with all of us. Amen.
Amen. Yada bebree sabre ebiana afina wenya emre na wawa bɛka ho ne ɛkyerɛ sɛ dwumadi a wasugusu anaasɛ wutie ɛyɛ positivity with Rev.D and Adjei. Sɛ dwumadi yɛ dwumadi soronko a yɛ papa yɛ nua bɛrima ɛde brɛ yɛn abere bia ɛyɛ adwuada bia we prescription a yɛfa no ɛyɛ adwuada bia nti ɛyɛ m'ani gye sɛ wɔn nso waba bɛka ho bi na onsa aka sa prescription yi bi na nim sɛ prescription yi ɛbɛboa ama obi biara ɛyɛ pain a wo go through no etimi atwetwe no ɛde afiri saa pain nim anaasɛ ɛkwan a yɛ papa pɛ sɛ build positivity ɛwɔ yɛ mu no ɛyɛ team positivity no level na pɛ sɛ ɔde do no just nkuguo sɛm deɛ you won't think about it and you won't even talk about it. That situation of I can't, you know, even sister ebi eba wa brabum. Inti yada ye papa Rev.D and Adjei astibebre. Na mejina we so na kyerɛ meden kyia kɛseɛ. Nkrɔfoɔ bi wɔ hɔ no ma yɛntimi ammɔ mu din. Meden kyia kɛseɛ ma ɛyɛ Anthony ɛyɛ Fraku sans na kɔma sanyo ziga yɛda ɔmase bebree sɛ abere bia ɔmunya mmerɛ ɛbɛka yɛ ho deɛ ɛka nyinaa ne sɛ Awurade nhyira mo ɛtim sɛ sɛsɛ abusua no ɛtrɛ ɛyɛ kɛseɛ ɛyɛ team positivity no ɛtrɛ ɛntim ɛsrɛ sɛ sɛ wobɛtie dwumadie ne sɛ nsɛ sɛ wo nko a wotie share with others sɛdeɛ ɔmo nso ɛbɛyɛ mfasoɔ ɛde bɛma obi wɔ hɔ no ma yɛsi 2021 mu adwendwen ne ɔhaw ne amanneɛ nko a nanso dwumadie bi sɛ wotie nneɛma bi sɛ a ɛtumi boa wo ɛma wadwendwen ne wo nneɛma a wowɔ mu no ɛtumi ɛyi wo ɛfirim Reverend biribi kakra a mepɛ sɛ mebisa ebi mu wɔ hɔ no mu a asɛ pain or go through no time be or refer to it and in no advice Bernard Bema because a prescription just I see it me change yankasa because it's also the be a referring to I force a time be an advice Bernard Bema ni pasa because you want bebre Otimikas were jemu no asanko akopiki biom no the ababos na brain soon smash ani JS bana brabo mu no asanko akopiki into advice me na adbema sankrofon
I really feel so maybe next week let's just start with and I'll continue as we've started now. You're dealing with this pain issue now. It's really on my heart, and I think that it's one of the pivots of positivity. I just feel say all of us we have enjoyed some kind of failures and some kind of pain, one way or the other, some kind of disappointment. I just maybe we could just continue as now with the series on pain. No?
Pain, okay.
Maybe for the next 2-3 weeks not dealing because I think we need to get it.
Yes.
But one of the things boy is the mind, you know. Whatever you are doing, no, is controlled by your mindset. And I was reading, like as a science teacher, I was reading like the scientific aspect of pain, you know. Now, one of the issue I was even grass area, Drew and where you are recessing, you feel the pain more than when you are more active, you know. So scientifically, your body even knows that when you give attention to pain, no, your body begins to let you know that person me feeling pain, and me feeling pain. But when you are busy, you are going about things. Nobody said pain no shadow any sir. And the body no, it's more like sometimes you know our body no has these hormones and other things that we may not be able to control, but it responds mostly to our attitude, and it responds mostly to the kind of things that we fill the body with. And he said, pain no honor say, given a lot of attention. You are only trying to increase the pain, no? Because the body, you are telling the body, say, feel the pain. How we understand it?
So
It's an information or body, no, and you put your body in that state where will receive a command, because you are thinking about it, and the body is controlled by the mind. The mind is the chip of the body. And to walk out your body and say, please feel the pain for me. And you put yourself in that situation where the pain, no, which is already there, and it becomes unbearable, and it affects everything that you can do. But there's a whole lot of life ahead of you. One of the series, Nameka said, whatever that has brought you to today is part of your birthing process. I think that was one of the very good series that we did. Because your life is always ahead of you. We are not using time machines. And the enra na ene kan wabrabo ho. But na ayeka say yenya sorry a samre enkan wabrabo ho bi. It has become part of your birthing process. It has become something that has brought you to enra and now ochina time yebekasa. And so once you go through something now we don't use time machine for you to go back to correct those kind of things. No, your actual life is always the life that is ahead of you. And so please, you will need the strength. Last week, Mika said, I hope you remember last week it was somebody said that she felt it. So and I thank God if people feel the things that we are teaching. So forgive yourself and try as much as possible to live the life ahead of you. And you mistakes pay. All of us, we have committed a lot of mistakes. But the fact that you try to bring it back into your thinking process, it means you are telling your body to feel the pain. And so, very unbearable. And everybody knows, I know, that the kind of things that sometimes you go through are very painful. But you are intentionally telling your body to experience the pain. And please, it will not help you. Change your countenance. Let it affect your attitude. Let it affect your mood. And that will give you a great day.
okay, yada asebebre yada obi biara wanya emre abekan ho. And Reverend, yam pese me bisa no say is ebia your mindset and your culture affecting us in that way?
Yeah, your mindset, the way we give time to occasions and the way we year craba Saturday as for your baby, a year never better than us in boy. 3 days, you're better than us. Now, what should I? There are 9 near said a year Naya Saba officiada. We were 2 years where you were 5th anniversary. So we are so specialized in maximizing the pain now you're feeling. And unfortunately, it's all your Brunei Juma America. No matter what has happened, no more than 2 weeks there. One month, 40 days. Sometimes it's painful because if you were not adding, because I hear the buyer now said that week, who shift nobody will take it. But I did sometimes those kind of things are really painful. But the other side of it, and they say we as before spend time to maximize our pain. There's time to cry. But learn to live with what has happened and look to the future.
Okay. My dear Bakun and Pesa Mibisana say mechanism. Unse Obi Holma will give it up. And people that gives up, I think say I'm being here advice. Because when church say you can change something in your life. So Bibi Biara and Kuya, you can change it. And I think say no current be a Christopher Dumre be a yɛkɔ tebea bi mu a yɛkɔ nkotodwe anim na yɛbɔ mpaeɛ sɛ Awurade bɛsakra nneɛma mu na yɛmu bi wɔ hɔ no ma yɛbɛkɔ yɛkotodwe anim o at the back of your mind no na yɛsan dwene negatively adeɛ yi koraa bi a na ɛnyɛ yi nti advice bɛn na ade bɛma yɛn
Okay.
and a lot of people that gives up.
Okay, fine. And see, a lot of people that give up, no, you know, say the issue of enye, and I think that we have dealt with this. What negative mentality means. I think it was one of our earlier sessions. You know, enye, because there is a source, there is a root source. It's because maybe koye na anye. And he's just comparing himself by the failures of other people. I thought that this is why you compare what we can do with the failures of our past. Because you try, you were in a relationship, and what did you have tried all the tries, it didn't work for you. The fact that you tried 3 Obinso Yangon is a good husband. Obinso Fantiniso is a good husband. And so sometimes any mentality you develop because maybe we probably might have gone through past failures and we probably are using some other people failures. If it is your own failure, sometimes we agree with you. But or measure the level of positivity, with Obifufro of that one in the Obufu. Don't take it upon yourself. And then the embo. But the good news is that we go through things, we go through these painful scenarios in our life, because there is a reason for everything that we go through. Tinameka said there are 2 other things about the pain we go through. Maybe that will be the first thing we deal with as we start the actual series on pain. Eti abusuan for enye no nyina kire say bibi foforo anye. But the over be ye won't start ye. Number 2, the man the wudi kan ye na anko ye. It may be that it was not the right time. It may be that it was not the right, you didn't have the right resources. But you say answer na COVID by na ye nim se betimi use these online resources like we do. We didn't know. But a COVID, let's try this. We are doing great with Facebook, with YouTube. COVID Jinemupa no Cathedral, yeah, so YouTube. We were still having a good number attending on YouTube. Because at least we tried to listen to them and added 1 or 2 things they wanted, And we did it in such a way that people responded and church still ran as it was supposed to run, and a lot of people were happy with how we did things at that time. Because the circumstances around or past failure is different from the circumstances. It may be the same to be a Juma Corona, but a Juma now what were the circumstances around it? It is a different circumstance. It was a different year. Now 2020 COVID year. This is 2021. Vaccine year. Now 2020, now Trump year. It's 2021. This is Joe Biden year. Whatever happens, all I want you to say is 2 days are not the same. 2 circumstances are not the same. No matter what caused that first step need to fail, the circumstances have changed. And so please gather. You cannot be part of team positivity. Now, any day, to move. You cannot be part of this team and say, Debbie.
Reverend, I think
how do you forgive yourself, Meba?
Yeah, I was a pastor. How do you forgive yourself when someone before? Okay. Sometimes you feel like an old sin haunts you daily.
Excellent. And most of the time, we it's our appreciation of who God is. But this is just 2 scenarios. Most of the time, there will be while you're born or see, oh, my bonny when you're maybe maso me boa. Obi so you're born oh, my bonny, me here, say me ko ponche. And if we bring this scenario back home, you will pay two parents be or can afford parents no pay no say me sure when mo na wo be kwa kochini no ahwe wasum kra dada mebo when you born in kra no or no or expect so be no when you abu. That is a kind of mentality I did train here. There are some parents who are why born in pono or fro or two for he helps you come out of the sins that you have committed. And so it is the father figure we put on God that pushes us into that kind of mentality. Some of us see God as a wicked father who is waiting to punish us. And into your bonny, oh my bonny, but Obia will put that positive father figure on God, who sees God more as a forgiving father, who sees God as more as a loving father. No, you're bonny, or say, Boniface. And this is what the prodigal son did. Or say, when he came to himself, he said that let me go back. Let me go back. My father will forgive me. I know my father. So it is not about you, it is about your knowledge of who God is. God is not a wicked man. If he was not interested in you achieving forgiveness, and Kababu and said, the one coming on one neighbor, no, then a bedroom yeno. I don't know for near men can home, no for ambambe to me. So God actually sacrificed his own son because he wants to work on that guilty consciousness, no, or no per se, who that free mind, you know. And so please don't put that punishing image on God. No. Always ready to forgive. And this saying, I mean, no, ready to forgive. Why should you keep that pain against yourself? It is killing you. How? If I have to be on my knees, sister, now there Yanni said, who friend of Bonino, like 10 times a day.
Regular.
And the regular habit. And so work for you. That is not what I'm saying. But you've done something. Maybe you did it. It is true for you. It is intense. It is devilish. It makes you feel bad. It is true. But it is part of your birthing process. Like I say, this quote, I'll quote it every time you be Shiano. Whatever that happened in your past is part of your birthing process. And when I do a bedroom so be it is not supposed to determine how you live your future. Your future, your actual life is the life ahead of you. Your pain, your sins, your mistakes, all the summarize everything. It is part of my birthing process. My life is ahead of me. And God is not holding me accountable for the sins that I have already pleaded for. God has forgiven you. Believe in yourself and live that life that is ahead of you.
Yo, yada se bebre. Yebesre say yebe encourage nkrofo say yeah, omonfa comments and questions embra because ebua ma yenyina yetimi sua bibi because ebasa reverend be answer those questions in the wine. And idea about Kwame Pesi and say, so who be sub questioner? Ebiana walkasana na BBS with him. At least here we are Sima away, your tin send be a hunia may be a cook, so that doesn't mean so will be sub questioner. A yawu situation, a woman as a BB a air coso. Intimacy bebre, woman open. Ebiana wunimun for bikra, a small walking, they're going through. And I said, the reverend kind they're going through. Now, if you have a question, be one who bit me, but will be so if you are also a share. Master say, Mamma, yam ferret, because nobody will tag you, say, who be said be a natural say, and only how Abia a tia or wabra say, we say, because ye be some question for further explanation, said you bit me, but will be very theater, must be brave. I think, sir, Anthony Friaku, or say, is there any activity that we can do, ignore or forget that negative countenance when we're trying to remember?
Okay, so then I'm gonna say it all begins with your mindset, you know. And as you try to put on the countenance, you know, you are telling your brain, you are giving instructions to your brain and your body to feel the pain. And it all begins with your mindset, your readiness not to dwell in that countenance. But what they make and I say,
Yep.
and whatever you are going to do in order to bring yourself out of that countenance, that attitude, that mood, should begin from your mind. So Ubaya one and say, no. This is a decision Hannah took, and it's a test that I love so much. Nyami Adama, Friday half night, they will look at the next verse, and it's one of the tests. And it begins with your mindset. See yourself as this is a new year. I am not going to live with that attitude. I am not going to make every day negative. Make the decision. I think that yesterday, first Monday, my first advice was that we should make decisions and not just resolution. Make decisions. I feel way there. I am not going to live with that negative countenance. So if you're able to work on your mind, then your mind will direct you as to some of the things. Sometimes you watch movies, sometimes you read your Bible, sometimes you pray, sometimes you just try to look for positively speaking people, relate with them. No one can crash and be and chill. But when in an over to me to an amount at the beginning, is how you train your mind, to accept, say, no, that negative countenance is not helping me. If you don't make that decision, say, some negative countenance, it's not helping me. I need a change of countenance. I need a change of attitude now. We'll give you so many of the activities that you can do, but you will not even have the will to do it. And that is why I would always say, let's begin by changing our mentality. Na yen to me say, I am from so nearby, and yemana enyan says, but I still have the authority to change my countenance.
Yo, yeah, that's baby. I think, sir, nipa no bisa question. So one who said, yeah, ubeti ya ubisa question. Sir, ofo say, rasa be anymore. Just get on Kwamet TV. All the positivity programs, start watching them. And I think, sir, a bit me abua na a free that situation. I think, sir, Sabrin, so messages kakra abba, yeah, Joycelyn. Akofo, I say greetings from Delaware, Papa. Sana Ellen Duba, I say amen. God, thanks for the forgiveness. Sansona Yenya Ba Ya Ahaji, I say thank you, Osofo. I was having the same problem, always fighting with my past. Bless you for the explanation. I just said, yeah, Damasibri. Yes, so the Ekacham said thank you. And as a thanks for comments and questions. Yadamase. Abua ama I think say ene jumadi no etimi akọ so sadia esese ekọ na I know say menu mi no ye nyina ye ni age na yes akasa prescription the week no but see atiase say previous weeks no prescriptions na ye fine ni nyina na along the line no we still taking it 10 be top up because your symptoms, it keeps on changing. It keeps on changing.
Variance, no.
So, a top up into where yeah, that's a brain and a year a tier for any actual phone, more so. Macassa will be a mon and some man of for some my idea, multi so the numbers has been very constant. Until you had a massive brain, Master said Thursdays in so a year more kind. Na Reverend Ansana yɛde dwumadi no bɛkɔ because ɛna deɛ yɛafa wo mmerɛ no ankasa kɛyɛ a na ɛwɔ n'akyiri kakra ba ansa na yɛde dwumadi no bɛkɔ awieɛ no advice bɛn na wode bɛma atiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ.
Yeah, but the medical anchor on the program no is that the starting program, the vision was that like we'll do like a 25 minutes presentation with our discussion. That we have time to respond to comments and questions. So we designed this program now and we gave time for comments and questions. And so please, we love them because most of the time we make the best of impact where you're able to bring a situation and we discuss it. And the Uber line is so feel free as you want to feel. Now bring that question, let's discuss it now. Let us try to find answers about why. The media is where I am just trying to. The issue is that you may not be able to change the heart of that boyfriend or the Wesimo. Nipa no di usikano. you may not be able to change it. There are certain situations where you may not be able to change, but there's something that is still in your power of your hands, and that is your countenance. That one, you can change it. That one, you have every authority to change it. And so please, no matter how deep the pain is, at least that authority, which is your countenance, that will minister said we see a two and a money be able to change it. And if you change it, it will affect your attitude, it will affect your mood, and it will give you a great day. Please take hold of that gift and your media amount with that authority, that boldness, that confidence to be able to change your countenance, so that you will have a great attitude, you have a great mood, you have a great day, you have a great 2021, and graciously you are going to have a great life. But in all these things, please think positive, act positive, talk positive, and we are praying that we'll have positive results. God bless you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. That's me. Sabre, the Jumadi, eba every year. And yes, that can see a year. Models designs yɛda ɔmo ase bebree sɛ abere bi a ɔmo ɛtaa yɛkyi saa nso na yɛde aseda kɛseɛ nso ma ɛyɛ Port of America Container Services, A+ African Market, A+ Shipping. Yɛda ɔmo ase bebree saa nso na aseda kɛseɛ nso kɔma ɛyɛ happy hour snacks yɛda mo ase bebree atiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ nyinaa yɛda mo nyinaa sɛ deɛ ɛka nyinaa ne sɛ Awurade nhyira obi biara bibi biara obi biara ɛyɛ 2021 yi ɛnkɔ yie ɛma no na asomdwe nso mmra ɛyɛ obi biara abrabom na mmerɛ pa mu no yɛbɛyɛ virtual party because Satan who said prescription they are fat ama in nyinaa afiri so. All I'm saying is let us try our possible best say you be stay positive enti ya dia sra kase ma obi biara mo afi na mo ba so bia na wantimi anhwe video ni nyinaa mesre se bomodin say obe subscribe to Kwamet TV sadia the old videos no ubetimi bekwa akɔhwɛ Kwamet TV. Subscribe to Kwamet TV. Say na spelling it here. Me person be mistake bi a wo share say what type ya Kwamet TV bi beba enye no. Make sure say Kwame na beba ni TV sound title and sana space TV Kwamet TV. Yada must be brain say abribia munya emre ede mayen. Say dia medi kan no. There is a channel and also just audio, and that will be 24-hour religious channel. Inti programs here, motivational messages in your manema a bit flow also other pastors preaching and in your manema fully religious we see and the young far funk ne we be a man befem Opaswa na chese unim dia wo hwehwe anase obabiti yede must be brace abribia ya emre edman just abrade ye say jumadi ne kwa wie na say monte yanka bi mu na chese eye me imposona na amia weke Niclote aka St John aka Kwamet na chese me ne yankasa ya papa the very Rev.D. Adjei jumadi srunko a wahwehwe de my positivity with Rev.D and Adjei. Not just a munyina munim say a team #team positivity asem and a king yada masibebre say abribia munya emre ede emai this abrade not just say yademo edin kran say ye kwakofa ye commercials get mobile obviously then keeping technology affordable sounds na Apex 10 obviously then making farming sexy again yeah that must be brave.
I wanna share with you and you can share with me. Come let's share together. Oh, KTA mobile, KTA mobile, technology worth sharing.
It's the future.
Agona Milo, Ghana Tau, a Fiacla Mamau, Agona Minya Garava Joy, and ya Garavaro Ghana, a Gavaro Low, a Gavaro Apex 10 Fertilizer Booster, a Gavaro Ganavohi, Agbled Dalaclama Shama, a Gavaro Ganavohi, Apex 10 Fertilizer Booster, a Chica Bagara Kamalavohi, Nakwekoro, Kutachogia, a Kutachuna Dolak Palak Bantohi, Nachaku Gohare, Aga Donalacho, Bakblanco Dover Gala, Mashava Tawela, Operation Feed Yourself Your Ball, Aga Trogbonahi, Apex 10 Fertilizer Booster, Aga Kafo, and Yarak Bonava Garahi, Agbled de Avimala, Ne Adjei and Yafi and Taco Apex 10 Fertilizer Booster, and Tayo number Yafiahi 0552 505 723. Adola Blochin Layaji 1609 227 8043. Apex 10 Fertilizer Booster. Anyara Bonavagana. Akblada de Vigala. Show Red Ball.
Ghana fue yedie na bayo yedie na bay Apex 10 Fertilizer Booster. Aya purely organic. Efrasa simu ene de masase no obo ade ensa no pe na menu akayo se wudro bia nim enti se ode yafu a anya ade aduaba no anase wo a wudi no benya soso bia na chese be ma kwaye aye dekorate kane no a ebe fa na tuma pa e de afra na de ma epestan edan so kra de se enema no wadua na ewuo na flowers ne aduaba no etiti guodo agya wadwo a se wudi epestan kanu a ene tese magic no ebe ye prom fe na aso aba bebre ahwadi mu pa eti sese no kuafo ebenya sika ene anigye awo mabra bomu a na otimi se enya sam keto akora epestan e mammo piafo apanifo monfrɛ ahoman na monje nkyiremu ya ehye medie 0552 505723 ana plus 160 922 78043 Apex 10 Fertilizer Booster piao mama kwadwuma aya ni kapa
making farming sexy again.